They is very happy about that. They did very well. It was a difficult game because Sudan team is a very experienced team, and our team played 2 hours when they played only 90 minutes, and the other one had 1 day more rest, and we had 1 day of traveling with 8 hours of bus. So it was very difficult physically, but really mentally and tactically our team did very well, and a very good goalkeeper again who saved the result. We expect a very nice final. Finally we can play in a full stadium and not in a stadium as empty like we did until now. We'll play the host country, Morocco. It's a wonderful team also, but I think we have our chances. If the team recover well, they can win also the final.
Yeah, it's been our goal. Before coming to this tournament, we told ourselves like we have to play all out from the beginning of the tournament. Now I think we've achieved a little bit of it, which is the finals we've got into. So probably by His grace on Sunday we'll try and get it.
All right. Well, Nigerians always prayerful when there's a big tax ahead. So listen to Gennard Raw and Osas Okoro, their take after that game, and hoping for a good final against the host Morocco. Injuries notwithstanding, all those other issues notwithstanding, hoping that Nigeria will, win against Morocco. That's what we're all hoping for. All right, guys, let's quickly leave the Super Eagles. We've said a lot already. Let's come home now. And okay, let me put you guys on the spot. I can't let you leave without doing that. What's going to be the likely outcome? I need a quick response. Nigeria, Morocco. Is it going to end extra time? 2-1. Favor of Nigeria. Alfred?
Full time.
No penalties.
Maybe a draw. Extra time goes into penalties, and Ajiboye comes out big.
Okay. That's a big one. There's 2 guys in the studio. Yeah. Just don't want to give it to Morocco. Yeah. And I'm not.
But we should try as much as possible not to concede early.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because the longer the game goes, the more likely that they become wary.
Yeah,
that's where we
the
can
crowd, other factors,
become tired. Other factors begin to move against them.
50-50 calls not going in your favor.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, so we'll be keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that the Super Eagles will be able to get the job done in Morocco and bring the trophy back home. All right, let's come home now. Talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Week 7, we're just moving at a fast pace in the league. Let's take a look at the fixtures now. El Kanami Warriors taking on Ehimba. Heartland taking on Kwara United. Rivers United will square off against Go Round. Aqua United, they've done well so far. We'll take on Wiki Tourist. Nasarawa United will take on Yobe Desert Stars. These are some of the fixtures for the weekend. Plateau United will take on Sunshine. Kasina United will take on Niger Tornadoes. Kano Pillars will take on MFM. We're still back to the familiar story of talking about MFM as being bad travelers. So absolutely, hopefully they will surprise us with this one. Abia Warriors will take on Rangers. Lobby Stars will take on FC Ifeanyi. But guys, let's quickly talk about this one. Looking at the fixtures, which one jumps at you? If you were to advise a football fan that has the opportunity to go to one of the venues, which one would you say?
Aqua, because of the quality of football they play.
Okay.
I mean, they've been excellent in terms of,
Aqua United, Wiki Tourist.
Aqua, Wiki Tourist. I expect Aqua to get the result. I mean, for them, they've been doing very well. They were at Ifeanyi, at midweek, were able to get a result. They've only lost once this season, and so far, they've been very, very impressive. Prepping up, trying as much as possible to get as much points as they can, because next week they will be on the continent. So I do believe that Aqua, the way they are going about it, it should be an exciting match with Wiki. Wiki lost at midweek to MFN. They're also a very good side in terms of quality of play, and I would so much love fans to look forward to that.
I'm thinking Plateau United, Sunshine will be a cracker too. The players, both teams have managers who grab the headlines. Unlike some other teams, when you just talk about the players, but these 2 teams, you talk about the players, but you also talk about the managers as well.
The managers are, because they are, when it comes to playing the MPFL, in the Premier League, they tested hands, they play there. We also watch them play. as it were. It's going to be a very, very good game. But one game I'm particularly looking at is the first time it's going to happen is the Port Harcourt Derby.
Yeah.
Go round FC Rivers United. Rivers United hosting go round. Rivers United lost to Rangers only yesterday, and they will be looking to bounce back. Yeah. These are sides that know them. It's the first time they are playing the MPFL, so it will be interesting to see how it will go. Those go-round boys are very stubborn. And when I stubborn in the positive sense, when it comes to the kind of football they play. And so for Rivers, Stanley Guma knows that fans will be hoping that they go on the Yakubu Gowon Stadium, that they will get maximum points.
All right, let's spend a minute each on go-round and MFM. Let's start with go-round. Usually there's always this fear you come up, a lot of people, 80% will say, in Nigeria Professional League, you come up, after 6 games, they look at everything, this team is going down. But it doesn't look that way for go-round. Go-round
have been posting very impressive results. They beat Aqua United. And they have beaten Aqua United so far at Omoku. And the kind of setup that they have, they play at the Chris Dara Stadium in Omoku. Interestingly, one of the few grounds where private clubs, you have your own ground.
Own ground, yeah.
To the kind of impact it has on this team, you cannot really measure it. So you just know that this is a team that is built on a solid foundation. And the kind of management they've been able to bring in, the likes of China, calling the shot there, and some other few hands, very good hands who run this team. It is run on a shoeless budget. They know their limitations. They know the kind of players that they want. And I think they've done very well for themselves. Beating Aqua United is no.
So your verdict is that they will escape the drop?
They were. I think the way they're going, they will escape the drop. Okay. Perhaps, maybe they might not just have enough to see them through the season. Okay. When it gets to midway, we'll have a clear picture of whether they will stay up or go down.
All right, then MFM. MFM. The coach responded angrily to people questioning his side, talking about his away form. I felt they lost it a little, but that's my opinion anyway. But for a team that wants to represent us on the continent,
very disturbing.
You have to be afraid.
Very, very disturbing. I mean, they have JS Bamako next weekend. I mean, it's if you look at their away form, it's very, very disturbing. Same, not just this season. Last season it was the same. And it's almost a predictable, outcome. If anybody that is into betting, if there is one match that you can successfully bet and that you get it right, it's Kano Pillars MFM. Most likely, most likely they would lose. They would lose,
most likely.
Most likely they've lost 3 so far. Out of 6 games, they've won all their home games, lost all their away games. Very, very bad.
Predictable.
Very, very predictable. Bad travelers. And this time that they have a match next weekend, the odds are he might even decide to rest some players. The way he has been accused in the past of doing. So I think he has to at some point grow up. And
for me, I think I'm going to differ a bit. MFM is not the only team that has been losing on the road. If you look at the pattern of wins and results, teams get maximum points at home and they lose away. Besides, for MFM, what kind of club do we have? Are you looking at MFM as a club like Al Ahly or Zamalek? Or maybe a Yimba. This is a club that is run on a very, very tight budget.
Lean budget.
Are you sure? Are you sure that the management of the team? Are you sure the management is even interested in playing on continent?
You can imagine
that's
if they are, they will make the financial.
For a team carrying the aspirations of Nigerians, you would expect that Nigerians will be concerned.
Of course,
football fans will be concerned.
Of course, will be concerned, but you know your limits. Perhaps maybe you just want to use the football competition to perhaps promote the name of the church.
Get some youths out of.
Are you interested in, for example,
are you there for
raising 200 million to say we want to play on the continent? We want to play on the continent. For that to sign players. Come, in the Nigerian Premier League presently, there are clubs that pay players 700,000, 800,000 naira a month. No player earns that in MFM. And if you want to play the best, you have to pay the best to get the best.
So in other words, they've considered all away games.
They know their limits. It's only in Nigeria
I think that is very disturbing.
It's only in Nigeria that a team that comes from the NLL first season, after 2 matches, they say they're looking for continental competition. If you know your limit, that's why teams in England, I think they just want to finish.
Just stay there.
No wonder the coach has been accused severally of resting his best legs at away matches.
All right, okay. Well, we'll let it slide. We hope that the clubs representing us on the continent will put their house in order so that at least Nigeria can do well. Guys, before I let you go, I want you to talk about the Flamingos. You know, I mean, you can almost go to sleep. You could almost until was it Ethiopia the last time? Yeah, until Ethiopia the last time. Now I'm sleeping with one eye open. You know, but in okay, you're not even sleeping at all. But your verdict, it looks like this last ordeal against the Cameroonians it might just be easy peasy.
Very disturbing, I must say. If you look at their game against Ethiopia the last time, no discernible pattern, you know, nothing in terms of their organization was very, very poor. It shows that the coach had not really, you know, had enough time to impress himself on the players. I just hope something has happened between then and now. Okay. You know, if not, really, I'm not too optimistic because the Cameroonians have been very, very ruthless.
Verdict quickly, a win for Nigeria?
I want to sit on the fence.
Okay, Alfred.
For me, a good win. And
resounding one.
They will finish the job in the second leg. The Cameroonians, they come with the power. Okay. But when it comes to women's football, the Nigerian girls play more with the brain.
Okay. All right. Guys, I want to thank you for your time on the show. It's a pleasure having you join us on Sports tonight. So that's the beat on the Flamingos. Hopefully, they'll be able to get the job done. Let's quickly go to Port Harcourt before we bring in Babatunde Ogunshiku. We're talking about the preparations for the African Wrestling Championship. Let's allow you listen to the key players, the people that are going to ensure that we have a first-class competition. Let's listen to them, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
In a few days, over 40 countries from Africa will gather in Port Harcourt, the Ghana city, to compete for medals in the 2018 African Wrestling Championships for junior, cadet, and senior categories. As we look forward to the arrivals from tomorrow, the 3rd of February 2018, via Lagos, here in Port Harcourt, we're putting finishing touches towards organizing a successful championship that will be memorable.
Today we are gathered because all 54 nations of Africa that are expected to participate will be recognized. The symbols of the countries are their flags. This is about their culture, it's about friendship, it's about the official signal of the tournament that is going to take place here in 5 days. As we raise the flags, it signals that a competition is going to take place. It signals that it's going to be about friendship. It signals that it will be under the rules of the United World Wrestling.
I want to appeal to all of us to please support this ceremony, this championship. This is the first time it has come to Nigeria, and we must have to support them, appreciate them, and let them know that Rivers State is a hospitable state, is a peaceful state that everybody would like to come to. So I urge all Rivers people, those residing here and indigenous of this state, to please come out en masse and give them a rousing welcome.
All right, welcome back to talk about the African Wrestling Championship. You listen to Bomai Yaye, Daniel Igali, the president of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, of course, the governor of Rivers, Rivers State, Wike, talking about the preparations, things that are being put in place for that competition.